Okay, friends, welcome to today's class on working capital management. Today is our fourth class on this topic, is it not? Three
Yes, sir.
classes are already over on working capital management, and since the topic is relatively uh, long in size, relatively large topic, it will take several more classes to cover it up. So, I'll be right now. I'll be sharing the screen with you. Just wait a minute. Just see and let me know if screen is visible to you. Are you able to?
Yes, sir. It is.
You are seeing it now. So just a minute. Yeah, fourth unit. That means fourth volume on working capital management. We are supposed to start. Several things we have already understood. We know what is working capital, what are the components. Is it not all these things? So we have understood the definition of current asset, current liabilities. What is regular working capital, fluctuating working capital? All these concepts we have discussed in our earlier class. Permanent, temporary working capital kind of thing. All these things are discussed. Is it not? Characteristics, importance, and what is cost of liquidity, what is cost of illiquidity, all these concept determinants of working capital, in aggressive policy, conservative policy, and average or moderate policy on working capital. These aspects are also discussed.
Yes, sir.
Okay, various methods of estimation of working capital. Three methods we have discussed. What is working capital cycle and formula for computing various components of the working capital cycle. We have discussed these kinds of formulas. Okay, I had told you, I had shown you the format of the cost sheet so that you can understand what is the meaning of selling at this thing, cost of sales, cost of goods sold, works cost, all these things you have understood. Operating cycle computation, I think we had covered this part also.
Yes,
And
sir.
this question we had done, right? This is a question
Yes, sir.
and this is the answer we had solved. Acha. After this, I think we have covered. After this question, we have covered. Is it not?
Working capital assessment was also covered.
Working capital assessment, how to assess working capital. Yeah, this part was also covered. Acha, working capital requirement, what is working capital, these parts are also covered. Financing of working capital, I recall
Yes,
this
sir.
was also covered. What is the meaning of commercial paper, depreciation, how it can contribute towards working capital. This also we have understood. Okay, we will be talking about this part, assessment and financing of working capital. This is the
Yes,
area
sir.
from where we will be going to start our topic today. Right. Well, any query you have so far?
सर एक एग्जाम्पल दिया था बुक में उसमें वर्किंग कैपिटल पीरियड जब वो निकालता है उसमें लिया हुआ है कॉस्ट ऑफ सेल लेकिन आपको वर्किंग कैपिटल का तो फॉर्मूला है एवरेज वैल्यू ऑफ वर्क प्रोग्रेस डिवाइडेड बाय एवरेज कॉस्ट ऑफ प्रोडक्शन पर डे
Yeah,
कॉस्ट ऑफ प्रोडक्ट
you had sent me that question. Oh, you had asked that query through WhatsApp.
यस
So, if I
यस सर
understand it properly, your question is that in this book, in the study material, there has been a calculation where cost of production has been computed by dividing WIP cost with cost of sales. Right?
यस सर
WIP cost has been divided with cost of sales. So your point is that it should be ideally WIP cost divided by cost of production or works cost.
यस सर
Okay,
दैट इज
that
द
is the question.
फॉर्मूला
That is the question.
यस सर
Yeah, you are right. In that sense, it is the right. Let me then show you uh, once again the cost sheet part. Yeah. So your point is that the WIP cost should have been divided with works cost or cost of production. Instead, in the question, what has happened? It has divided with cost of sales.
सेल यस सर
Right? That should not be there. So your question is right, and what you are feeling that is also right. But if you will minutely read that question, you see that question. I am also seeing that question right now. I am finding there is no administration overhead and there is no
यस सर
selling and distribution overhead. Consequently, the works cost and cost of sales are same.
यस सर
Okay.
यस सर
So what is cost of sales? That is also your cost of production or works cost. So in this kind of question, you have to be little careful. If let us say cost of sales data is there and selling and distribution overhead is there, administration overhead is also there, then you have to arrive at what is works cost by deducting these two things.
Yes, sir.
But if it is not there, then you have to consider that these figures are zero. Consequently, works cost is the cost of sales, and on that basis, question has been solved in the study paper. In that way, that is right.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so
Yes, sir.
that is the issue. Any other issue you have?
No, sir.
Okay, so we'll move ahead now. We have understood that working capital decision talks about or covers two kind of thing. One is what? How to do the invest, how to deal with the investment part of it, and other part is how to deal with the financing part of it. Right? And coming to
Yes,
financing part, various kinds of various types of financial plans can be adopted. And we can divide these financial terms of financial plans into three categories. You can say one is short-term financial plan, second is medium-term financial plan, third is long-term financial plan. Okay, how we are dividing it in the short term, medium term, long term on the basis of duration of the plan. When we talk about the short term, we are saying typically we are keeping a typically period of 1 year in mind. Maximum is 1 year period. So any financial plan which has a focus of 1 year period, you can say that is a kind of short term financial plan. Okay, if there is some short term requirement of working capital, so maybe some short term borrowings, maybe short-term loans, cash credits, etc., can be used to finance that kind of working capital. When we are coming to medium-term plan, so we are keeping in the mind for a time period of 1 year to 5 years, normally 5 years, you can say. So sometimes we require during that period, that means in 5 years terms, some assets might be replaced. There might be requirement to replace some kind of asset, or maybe some maintenance cost might be required, needs to be incurred. Maybe some R&D cost needs to be incurred. For this thing, we might be needing some kind of working capital. So we have to arrange a finance for that purpose only. Maybe through issue of a bond, debenture, etc. That kind of working capital can be managed. Coming to long-term financial plan, here we focus for a time period which is beyond 5 years. And if we need a working capital for this kind of, we in need of a kind of long-term working capital, then ideally we should think of some kind of long-term financial plan. Maybe some kind of long-term debt or maybe equity can be helpful for arranging finance for this kind of working capital. Have you understood this?
yes, sir.
Okay, so these are maybe various kinds of sources to arrange this kind of finances. There is one more concept we need to understand. It is called as the negative working capital. Now you must have understood by seeing the picture itself what is negative working capital. Can you tell me what is the meaning of negative working capital?
The case at which the current liabilities is greater than current asset.
Yeah, as you can say, current liabilities is more. You see, net working capital we understand as a difference between current asset and current liabilities. In case current liabilities are more, as you can see in this figure, then you can understand there is a negative working capital. Okay, that is a more current liability. Okay, and there is a possibility. Sometimes, normally it is considered as a negative sign, but sometimes it can be used in a positive manner also. So, more current liabilities means people are giving you more credit, more creditors are there. Okay, so one good working capital manager can take advantages of that thing, can use this thing, this particular feature, that more current liability, to increase or to boost its sales. Maybe he can extend the credit sales also. Okay, if properly managed, it may be helpful also. Negative working capital sometimes might be helpful. So, a working capital manager has to keep that thing in mind. Okay, understood this point?
Yes, sir.
Now, quickly we'll be seeing this part. There are some quantitative techniques are also used to estimate working capital. In your syllabus, exactly, we need not cover, need not find out, need not use what are the quantitative techniques, but we should have some idea about what are these quantitative techniques that are used for estimation of working capital. So, like some simple regression or multiple regression models can be used. These are basically financial models, or you can call it statistical models. In there, this model, what happens? it is assumed that the working capital requirement, the required working capital is having a kind of linear relationship with some variables. And if a manager is capable of estimating, capable of forecasting the receivables for the future period, that means on the basis of past sale, on the basis of historical sale, if he can estimate what will the future receivables, on that basis, you can also estimate what is the future requirement of cash or future requirement of other current assets. Right. So that means on the basis of historical data, he will be able to predict what will the future requirement of current asset, consequently future requirement of working capital. Or he uses some formula like this. Okay, here you see working capital is expressed in mathematical model Y. Okay, Y is a dependent variable. Y depends upon all these things. Primary factor is that it depends upon X. X is the sales. Sales will grow over a future. Sales will be that sales line will be having a definitely a kind of slope. Okay, and this working capital will be dependent upon all these factors. Statistically, it has been explained. It is dependent upon A, dependent upon B, and dependent upon X. What are this A? What are the X? What is B? This has been explained here. Just there is a need that we should understand these kind of methods are there. We need not go deep into that since this is not there in the syllabus. Therefore, purposefully also I am not going deep into that how to calculate working capital. One more statistical model also can be used. This is one more formula which can be useful. It is very easy to understand. You see working capital can be computed like this. C plus OC divided by number of working days in a period into CS. What is C? The cash
C.
balance required. Plus operating cycle divided by number of working days in a period. Okay, into CS means estimated cost of goods. This is how you'll be able to compute uh, this working capital required. Let us say cash balance is required is 20,000 rupees. Okay, and operating
Yes, sir.
cycle is 60 days. So 60 days
Yes.
divided by 360 days into, let us say estimated cost of working capital, estimated cost of goods sold is 60,000. On that basis, you can compute working capital is 30,000. These are some
30,000.
mathematical models which can be used to compute working capital. Just have an idea. Right. Now, one more concept, important concept, useful in the context of working capital management, we need to understand. This is called as working capital leverage. I think all of us have heard the word leverage before.
Sir.
Before that, you have also heard the word leverage. Yes or no?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay, both of you, all of you have heard it.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, what kind of leverage you have heard of? Tell me. Examples of these are the leverages.
Financial leverage, operating leverage,
Financial leverage, then
combined. Operating leverage and
operating
combined
leverage,
leverage.
financial leverage, combined leverage, total leverage. All these things you have seen. Okay, so you can say they are a kind of capital structure leverage. Okay, in the capital structure, there is a possibility of creating leverage. That means
Yes.
creating a kind of,
Additional
yeah, so that
debt.
creating a kind of situation through which you will be getting disproportionate reward. Meaning you will be putting less effort and you will be getting more reward. Is it not? That is the concept of leverage. So these videos are already there in the channel. You can see it later on also. What is this capital structure leverage? But here it's a different kind of leverage we are talking about, not capital structure leverage. This is about working capital leverage.
Leverage.
Okay, that means through management of working capital also we can create a kind of leverage. That means we'll be managing working capital in such a way that profitability will improve. Is it not? The purpose of creating leverage is what? Ultimately, why you are creating leverage?
To maximize the wealth.
Yeah, to maximize the return. You have very rightly said. Here also, our intention will be to maximize the profitability. Okay, when you
Yes, sir.
talk about the working capital leverage, we see it is the impact of level of working capital on company's profitability. Suppose this is the working capital I'm maintaining and this is the profitability. If I change the level of working capital, what will be the impact of profitability? How to calculate that? That sensitivity is computed. That means sensitivity of the working capital to company's profitability is computed with reference to working capital limits. Okay. Intention is that through management of working capital, we will be able to improve the productivity of investments. That means return on investment will improve if we will be able to manage working capital efficiently. Okay, so as I told you,
Yes.
it reflects the sensitivity of the return on capital invested to the changes in the level of current assets. Working capital means current assets, gross working capital means. So if level of current assets changes, what is the sensitivity of that change to the return on capital invested? Okay, understood? Got some idea?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So it can also be referred to as current asset leverage because working capital or gross working capital broadly represents current asset only.
Yes,
So
sir.
we'll have some idea about what is the kind of formula we use to compute that thing. Okay, this is the derivation of the formula. In your syllabus, the formula is not there. Just for your knowledge sake, I am explaining you this thing. Just have an idea how the formula is derived. So for you, just remember how to calculate this working capital leverage. As you know, this computes the sensitivity. We'll be using by computing this formula. Can you read this formula, which is there in the within that box, red color box? Can you read?
Percentage in return on investment,
Divided by,
percentage change in asset.
yeah, so that is what we'll calculating. Suppose on a particular level of current asset, this is the return on investment. Then another level of current
Yes.
asset, this is the return on investment. We'll find out if they are changing in current asset, how much return on investment is changing. Okay, current asset can be more or can be less. In the both the situation, you
Yes.
will say if I'm increasing current asset by a certain percentage, by what percentage return on investment is changing. So that is the formula. Okay, and how to compute the change in return on investment? That is change in ROI divided by ROI divided by whole
Yes.
divided by change in current asset divided by current asset. Okay,
Yes.
okay, understood. This is the formula. Okay,
Yes,
and
sir.
how this formula has been derived later on, you can see it. This is the exactly what I brought here. This is the derivation of that formula. There might be a situation. First situation is that if current asset is decreased, current asset decreased by change in current asset, then this same formula can be derived using the same formula. I can say, I can revise the formula like this. What is the formula now? Change in current asset divided by total asset minus change in current asset. When current asset is decreased, this is the formula. And when current asset is increased, let us say this is situation where current asset is increased, the same formula can be written. Working capital leverage is equal to current asset divided by total asset plus change in current asset. Okay, when it is increased, you see total asset plus change in current asset. When it is
Mhm.
decreased, it is
Yes.
total asset minus
Plus current.
changes current
Plus
asset.
change in current asset.
Okay, so it depends
Yes,
what
sir.
kind of data is available with you. If change in return on investment and change in current asset, this data is available, use this formula. If this data is available, this formula. So whatever data is available, on that basis you have to decide how to compute that. Okay, this is just to give you an idea. This is how it can be computed. So formula etc. is not there in your study material, not in syllabus, but you should have, and I thought you should have a complete idea about this concept. What is this working capital leverage? Okay,
Yes, sir.
you can later on see the derivation of the formula. You'll be able to understand only mathematical derivation, simple derivation. You will be able to understand. Well, friends, now we'll be covering this aspect. What are the various ways to improve working capital? This is again a theoretical aspect. Okay, we should have some idea about this. First step is that how to improve working capital management, get educated, integrate the working capital management into the strategic and tactical thinking. The people who are making this strategic and tactical planning, they should also understand the importance of working capital, how working capital is related to the profitability, how working capital is related to, let us say, related to a component as a component of cost of capital. That also people should understand. If they understand, then people will be more serious about management of working.
Working.
Then second point is that institute dispute management protocols. Sometimes let us say it may be a part of debtors management because of some disputes. Debtors are not paying, customers are not satisfied, and they are delaying the payment. So what is required that if customers are delaying payment, you need to keep more working capital
Yes,
because
sir.
more
More.
money of isn't that? So your
Yes.
Sunday debtors will increase. So we need to address the situation. Why at all these kind of disputes are coming? What is the root cause of that? If that is addressed, then the delays, the disputes can be minimized. If disputes are minimized, it will improve our debtors management and consequently working capital management will improve. So important, what is important is here is to need to find out what is the root cause of this kind of dispute. Then facilitate collaborative customer management. Okay, so the organization should collaborate with the customer to help them to plan their inventory requirements. Sometimes customers might be needing more requirements in certain periods, certain times they need less requirements. So we should understand the customer's requirement. We should collaborate with their requirement. Accordingly, we should plan our production so that there will not be uh, any idle finished goods, right? Because we are planning our production as per requirements of our customers. Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
without considering customers' requirement, we should not plan our production. We need to collaborate our working capital management with the need of the customers. Educate our personnel, our own people need to be educated, consumers, suppliers, everybody needs to be educated. They need to understand what is the cost of funds, how much money is blocked in this working capital, so that they will be more serious. Agree to formal terms with suppliers, customers, and document it carefully. That formal terms are necessary, by which time they are supposed to pay, what is their credit period, okay, what is their ordering quantity, all these things. If it is formal terms can be established, it will help us to do better working capital planning. Don't forget to collect your cash. If cash is receivable, that should be collected as early as possible. Okay, billing should be done fast, right? So that collection period can be reduced. Steer clear and arbitrary top-down targets. If there is some unrealistic targets are fixed by the top management, okay, then that normally demotivates the employees. So we have to see there should not be any arbitrary or let us say impossible target kind of thing or realistic target kind of thing. So target
For
which
ex
is sorry.
Sir, can you give me example?
Example is that suppose staff manager staff management says, okay, you have to manage the entire production with this much of raw material. Always you have to keep this much of raw material, and you feel that is impossible. So it is unrealistic.
Yes, sir.
Okay, suppose you are normally keeping always in your production process, you keep let us say 15 days stock. 15 days raw material should be stored. You feel like this, right? But management says no, no, no. I will allow you to maximum 2 days raw material to keep in the stock. 2 days means always you will be in a tension. Suppose tomorrow for some reason raw material could not reach, so your raw material will get exhausted, production will be affected.
Yes, sir.
Is it not? So you feel it is unrealistic. So if that is the kind of thing, so we should clear it out. We should say this is unrealistic. That should not be there. So what is required? We should on realistic basis we need to estimate what is the working capital required.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Top management may say something unrealistically. It may say why you need 1 month's raw material to be kept. Manage it with 7 days raw material. But in that case, there might be some contingency situations, and it will be difficult to manage production during that time. Therefore, that aspect needs to be taken care of. Then establish targets to foster desired behavior. If you want that management should behave in a particular way, or employee should behave in a particular way, employees should not waste, employee should manage with minimum raw material, etc. Then we need to introduce some kind of incentives. If you will be able to manage with this kind of stuff, then you will be given incentive. So this kind of behavior, this kind of things will definitely motivate the employees, and the target can be achieved. I don't think that all questions can be answered externally. That means don't think that if working capital is not managed, it is only the external people who are responsible. You need to assess your own process gaps. There might be something wrong in your own process. Okay,
Yes,
not
sir.
that you don't think that okay, our debtors are not paying in time. Don't blame the external people. Try to find out what is the process gap. Are you billing in time? Okay, or do you have a clear credit terms? All these things you need to find out what is the process gap and accordingly try to improve your working capital management. Treat suppliers like your customers. Okay, suppose you are expecting your customer should pay you on time, so you should also ensure that you are paying on time to your suppliers. Is it? And try to match trade debtors with trade creditors. So that is called as the leveraging relationship of suppliers and customers. You need to know this is the amount outstanding with my supplier and this is the amount I have to pay to my creditors. So that leveraging need to be done to improve the working capital management. Understood this concept or still some queries?
No, sir.
Okay, got all this point, theoretical point, but still we need to understand. Now, how to control working capital? This is one more theoretical area. And you see, these are the various components of the working capital: raw material, WIP, finished goods, trade debtors, expenses, trade creditors, advances, etc. So, if you are able to control all these components, you'll be able to control the working capital. So, how to control raw material? Maintain appropriate stock. Ensure that stock is procured in time. Payment terms are taken care of, properly managed. Similarly, WIP management also. Reducing the processing time. If processing time is reduced, then you'll be able to reduce the blocking of fund during that period. Maintain proper stock of finished goods. What is required? There should not be any excessive stock. There should not be shortage of stock also. There should be clear credit policy for handling trade debtors. Expenses to run the business smoothly. You need to keep a cushion at least for 1 month. Expenses should be available with you. That much
Yes,
of cash should be available with you so that you can maintain these expenses. Trade creditors, you need to correctly assess how much of trade creditors you'll be able to manage. Advances, wherever possible, you can receive advances from customers, so that can be also helpful to managing working capital. So these are some issue theoretical points are there, but you need to have idea that this is how working capital can be controlled, right? Any query here?
yes, sir. No, sir.
Now, now we'll be coming to there are two more methods of working capital management. Percentage of the sale method. Here we see every component of working capital we estimate with the help of sales. As a percentage of sales, we estimate each component. Okay. Another is the item wise computation method. Each item of the working capital, let us say about will be the gas, what will be the raw material, each components will be computing, and finally we will be able to compute working capital. Percentage of the sales method is very popular because it's very simple. Okay, here it is assumed that the current asset and current liabilities vary in line with sales. If sales vary, current asset will vary, current liabilities.
Yes, sir.
But practically, it is not necessary that always it should vary directly with sales. It will vary with other items also if data is available. Suppose raw material stock can have a direct link with consumption. How much is consumption? Raw material stock can be a percentage of consumption, not necessarily as a percentage of sales. Similarly, WIP can be linked with the works cost. It can be as a percentage of works cost. Finished goods can be linked with the cost of production. Okay, or with cost of production can establish a link. Debtors can be linked with sales. Creditors for raw material can be linked with purchase, and creditors for expenses can be linked with expense. So if these data is available, let's say consumption, works cost, cost of production, sales, purchase, expenditure, then all these items, raw material, WIP, finished goods, debtors, creditors can be computed as a percentage of this. Understood this point?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And you know this format or structure, how we compute working capital, just have a look. So all current assets are at the top or current liabilities at the bottom. So difference is your working.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you know this structure. Okay. Now at this stage, we'll be trying one question. Okay, are you ready for this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so keep your pen, paper, calculators ready. And
Yes, sir.
some of you please read this question. After that, we'll be noting down the important points of this question. I'll be helping you to solve this question. But first, please, any one of you, please read the question.
Budgeted production 3 lakh units per annum.
Yeah.
Cost details are material at 20 per unit, 20 rupees per unit, and labor is 5 rupees per unit, overhead 15 rupees per unit, total is 40 rupees per unit. Profit per unit is 10 rupees. Sales price per unit is 50 rupees. Raw materials are held in stock on average 2 months. Work in progress half month. Materials 100% labor and overhead incurred evenly throughout the period. Finished good is for 1 month, creditors 1 month, debtor 2 months. Minimum cash balance is 25,000 will be maintained. Creditor for wages and overhead is 15 days. Compute working capital.
Okay, so this is situation. This is a case we have to deal with. Okay, let me first you. I request you to note down the key points of this question. Okay, please note down so that it will help us in solving this question. Just in briefly, you note down. Anyway, videos will be available. You can pause this particular slide. You can see it a later time. But just key points you note down. Question is also written very briefly. Please note down. Then we'll be starting to solve this question.
Done, sir.
Done?
Yes, sir.
Both of you?
Yes.
Okay. Now let me explain the question. So production is how many units?
20, 3 lakh.
3 lakh units. And per unit cost structure you see. If you see one, what is the cost of 1 unit? What is the total cost of 1 unit?
40,
40. And what is the selling price of 1 unit?
50,
And profit is
10,
10. And if you see the in detail cost structure, the 40 means material is
20,
20, labor is
5 rupees,
5, overhead
15.
all three taken together 40 and selling is 50. Consequently, there is a profit of 10. This is what it says is
10.
the cost structure. And they are selling
Yes,
3 lakh units in this manner. Okay, this is per unit structure. Now, if this is the business we have to do, what is the working capital we need? Okay, so we have to use it operating cycle method because the question says operating cycle, how much time raw materials are to be held in stock. First of all, raw
yes,
materials
sir.
are to be held in stock for how many months?
2 months.
2 months. So we have to find out what is the raw material cost in 2 months. What is the requirement of raw material? So that will be my raw material component of working capital. Is it not? In two
Yes, sir.
months, what is the requirement of the raw material? That much of raw material has to be kept.
Yes, sir.
Understood? Similarly, WIP for how many days we have to keep till the
15
production
days.
process? How much?
15 days. 15 days.
15.
15 days. Half months means 15 days. So you have to find out what is the cost of WIP for 15 days. It says WIP means what? Semi-finished goods. Is it not? Yes or no? Yeah. If semi-finished goods, it says, but semi-finished goods, but it contains material component 100%. Materials 100%. That means in that goods, material expenditure has already been incurred 100%. Labor and overheads are evenly incurred throughout the period. That means in that 15 days, labor and expenditure overheads are incurred evenly. That means every day some portion of the labor and overhead is incurred. Okay, are you understanding with me? Okay, little louder, please. Uh,
Yes, sir.
okay, yeah, please respond because this is a critical step. We need to understand. And when things are in the production process, let's say production process is going on, what will happen? There might be some products which has just entered into the production process. Jinna. That means you can say just raw material, or maybe say 99% of raw material processing bilkul hi nahi hua. Processing is yet to be started. Okay, and there might be some WIP which is just about to finish. You can say 99% they are finished product, but only 1% is left.
Yes, sir.
Is it not? So there will be some items which are completed 99%, some items which are completed 1%, some items which are completed 10% because it's a continuous process. So at
Yes,
every
sir.
stage there will be some item in WIP.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so on an average you can say each item is completed 50% because some items are completed nearly completion almost 100% and some items are completed 0%. So 100% and 0% taking an average, you can say each item is completed 50%.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Is
sir.
it not? Is it not?
Yes,
So if that is so, and all these items, material component is 100%, but labor and overhead, since it is incurred evenly, and some items labor and overhead has incurred fully, some items are just to be started. Labor and overhead need to just to incur. So we can say labor and overhead component in that items is 50%. Material is 100%, but labor and overhead is 50%.
Okay, sir.
Understood? Why
Yes, sir.
50%? Because items are not fully completed. Some of them are 0% completed. Some of them are 100% completed. So on an average, they are 50% completed. Okay. Understood this point?
yes, sir.
This is a very important point. Many times students commit mistake here. Now, next point is that finished goods are for 1 month. Finished goods I have to keep for 1 month. Accordingly, I have to estimate what is the working capital. Creditors for 1 month, debtors for 2 months, minimum cash balance 25,000. Creditors for wages and overheads is also half month, that is 15 days compute working capital. Okay,
Yes.
let us solving this question. You have to solve the question exactly in the structure in which I will be showing you. First, coming to the solution, you see, write down production per month. What you know? Production per month, what data you have, please fill up and tell me what is the production per month.
3 lakh.
3 lakh. Then material cost, labor cost, overhead cost, all these things are there in the question. Per unit cost, take it.
Yes, sir.
What is the total? Then profit, then sales value. Quickly we are having profit is 10, sales value is 50, total is 40. All items you write
40.
down. Okay. So I
Yes, sir.
think this data is available with you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Material is 20, labor is 5, overhead is 15, total is 40, profit is 10, sales value is 50. Okay.
50.
Okay. Now you have
Yes,
to
sir.
give, this is the structure you have to understand here. When you will be estimating working capital, so you will be estimating raw material, WIP, finished goods, etc. Raw
Yes, sir.
material has to be valued at this price because this is the price of material. Raw material has to be valued at this price, is it not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is labor and overhead. Raw material plus labor and overhead. So WIP has to be valued keeping in point this raw material and labor and overhead. This price I have to keep. Total is 40. Finished goods has to be valued at this rate. Debtors has to be
Yes,
valued at this rate because sales value is
sir.
50. Okay,
Yes, sir.
understood? These reference points. Now,
Yes,
Sir,
sir.
labor and overhead are calculated on 15.
labor and overheads are
Calculated on this price. That means overhead price only.
In the question, what is the say? 15, no, 15 has been taken. What is your query?
Sir, I am asking that this labor and overhead calculated on basis of overhead price.
Oh, labor and overhead has to be calculated. Now, labor and overhead is not calculated. When you calculate working capital, we will calculate raw material, the WIP. When you take WIP, we have to see, we have to consider all these things. Material will be considering 100%. Labor, these two items are there, 5 plus 15, but we have to take it 50%. As I had explained you just now, because labor and overheads will be considering it is evenly incurred. Some items it is fully incurred, sometimes it is not incurred, so we'll be taking 50% of this. So, in the next step, you will be able to understand it. Let us follow the next step now. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Are you getting it?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So, first, we will be estimating working capital. First, you see raw material for 2 months consumption. 2 months consumption, you raw material, you find it out. 2 months means how much? 2 months into 25
25,000.
units. So, why 25,000? Because annual production is 3 lakh. Per month is how much? 25,000.
25,000. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
And how will be valuing it? 20 rupees. Why 20 rupees? Because raw material cost is 20 rupees per unit. Isn't it? So in
Yes.
2 months, I will be producing 50,000 units. And per units raw material, I need 20. So my raw material requirements will be that much. Okay. So write down that thing.
Yes.
Write down that thing. Whatever coming to, whatever you are calculating by using your calculator, write that thing. I'll be showing you the final. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, coming to WIP. WIP is critical. Be very attentive. WIP is what? Half month's material. WIP
Yes,
is
sir.
15 days. So half month's material means half into 25,000. A material cost will be taken 50 because material cost is fully incurred. So half into 25,000 into 20. This is only material component of WIP. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Half into 25,000 into 20. That means final figure will be 2,50,000. Okay?
Yes,
Now,
sir.
Yes, sir.
we'll be coming at the labor and overhead component of WIP. WIP is not over, only material component is over. The labor and overhead component of WIP, how to compute? Half into 25,000
Yes, sir.
into what is labor and overhead? 5 plus 15,
15. Yes, sir.
20. But again, half of it. Why it is half? Because goods are half complete.
Yes, sir.
This half is for 15 days and this half is for goods are half complete. So, into half. Okay, you can get that
Yes,
figure. Meghna, you are getting?
नो सर ये दोबारा समझाएंगे.
Yeah, are you getting?
नो सर.
Yes or no?
नो सर.
You are not getting. Acha. Should I repeat it?
यस सर.
Okay, you see. Our point is that we are computing the working capital. Working capital consists of raw material. Raw material part is clear. We need 2 months raw
यस.
material. Okay. Now coming to WIP part. WIP means semi-finished goods. Right? And semi-finished goods means goods are half finished. We say goods are half finished. But the question say goods are half finished. But this raw material cost has been fully incurred. So we have to keep 15 days WIP. So half into 25,000. 25,000 is a monthly production. Half is for 15 days. Half of the month into 15 days into raw material 20. So this much of value raw material we need. After this it is over.
यस सर.
sir.
But now working capital WIP also consists labor and overhead. Okay.
यस सर.
But labor and overhead cost is not fully incurred. Labor and overhead total cost is 5 plus 15, 20. But there are some material on which labor and overhead cost is fully incurred, that is 100%. Some material, labor and overhead cost is not incurred at all, that is 0%. So some cases it is 100%, some cases it is 0%. So on an average, you can say on WIP, labor and overhead cost has been incurred at 50%. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So 50% what I am taking, Meghna, you are getting?
Yes, sir.
So 50% means 5 plus 15. This is the cost into 50%. That is half of this. This figure we will be taking. Then monthly production is 25,000 into 15 days. This is how we will be computing labor and overhead component of WI. Then finished goods for 1 month. 1 month finished goods will be valued at what price? 1 month into 25,000 into 40. 40 is for finished goods production. So material finished goods में क्या होता? Finished goods contains material 100%, labor 100%, overhead 100%. So everything is 100%. So therefore we are taking 1 month into 25,000 into 40. Debtors 2 months. 2 months
Yes,
means
sir.
2 months into 25,000 into 50. Okay. Plus question says you need additional cash of 25,000. So all taken together, you need total A, that is total current asset is required is 49 lakh. Meghna, is it clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Rosalie, clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If it is not clear, once again watch this video today and let me know in next class. Many students commit mistake here. So I want you should not compute that kind of mistake. You need to understand is fundamental. Here only catch in this question is that in WIP, labor and overhead cost is half income. For 15 days, that is for half months, that to half income. So this half has to be multiplied twice. Now coming to current liabilities, right? Sunday creditors is for 1 month into 25,000 and creditors are for material. So at the rate of 20. Raw materials, we purchase raw materials and credit, so at 20. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Expenditures, what the question says, expenditure there is no credit, and labor and overhead. And here you see, labor and overhead is credit, what the question says, per half months. So half into 25,000 into 20, labor and overhead is 20. 15 plus 5 is 20.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
But here again half is not multiplied. Here I am multiplying half into 25,000 into 20. Why I am again multiplying half? Because this is half income. But
Yes, sir.
finally, the current liability is not half income. The fully labor and overhead expenditure is to be paid after 15 days. That means the liability, whole labor and overhead expenditure is taken 100% for 15 days, for half months. So it is coming 2,50,000 rupees. Total B is 7,50,000 rupees. So now working capital is A minus B is equal to 41,50,000. Understood? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
I
Yes, sir.
request you watch this video once again, and the most important portion in this particular question is compute this labor and overhead component. Okay, so in professional
Yes, sir.
exam, when marks are attached to different steps, maximum mark is attached at this to this particular step. If this step is wrong, then you'll be losing substantial part of the mark. Substantial marks will be lost. So one has to be very careful to arriving at this mark. Because the purpose of this, like the intention of the examiner, it might be to test your knowledge on working capital computation related to W. Understood this part?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, working capital estimation, we have seen this is one example of how to estimate working capital by using operating cycle. Some other methods are also, some other ways also we can compute. And this is some other formulas I will be telling you to note down. These formulas will be note down, and then in next class, if you come prepared, we'll be doing some more questions. So I request you to note down these formulas, raw material inventory. Okay, all these formulas on next class straight away will be starting one more question. Okay, please note down this one. First note down 1, 2, I'll be explaining them. Well, we'll do one thing. I'll be, since videos will be available, you need not note down. At home, you can see and note down. Okay, I'll be explaining this formula right now. Okay, will it be fine?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You can note it down by seeing the video. Please note down and read it and come prepared so that next class we'll be able to solve the question. First, we are finding a formula how to compute raw material inventory. That means how much raw material we are supposed to keep as working capital. How to compute? Please read this formula.
Estimated production in unit into estimated cost of raw material per unit
So
divided by
that means let us say production estimated production in units. That means we'll see how many units we are going to produce. Estimated cost of raw materials per unit. Let us say I want to produce 100 units, and per unit raw material cost is 10. That is 100 into 10, 1000. Okay, this I'll be producing in whole year. So divided by 12 months so that I can get monthly inventory, or divided by 360 days I can get daily requirement of my raw material in rupee terms. Okay, I'm multiplying it with the raw material cost per unit. So in rupee terms, I'll be getting out how much raw material I need per day or per month. Okay, either I have to divide it by 12 months or by 360 days and multiplied with average raw material holding period. Suppose raw material holding period is 15 days, I have to multiply it with the half months or 15 days. If it is on daily basis, multiply it with 15. If it is on monthly basis, multiply it with half. Okay, understood. Very simple formula. Are you understanding?
yes, yes,
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next point is similarly WIP inventory. I will finding out estimated production in units, how much I am producing in number of units, multiplied with estimated WIP cost per unit. If I multiply it,
yes,
I will be finding what is the annual WIP cost in rupees. Divided by 12 months, I will be getting monthly, or divided by 360 days, I will be getting daily cost. Multiplied with average WIP holding period. If I am
yes, sir.
dividing it months, I will multiply with the months or in number of days. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Third is like finished goods holding period. Similarly, estimated production in units multiplied with cost of production
Production.
divided by 12 months or
12
360 days
12 months.
into average holding period of
finished good
Finished
inventory.
goods.
finished goods. Okay. And here you have to keep in the mind one more thing. When we are computing this estimated cost of production, we should exclude depreciation. Why we should exclude depreciation? Because depreciation doesn't require any investment. It doesn't require any depreciation cost doesn't require any cash flow, is it? So actually, cost of production means we have to consider the cash cost of production. Okay,
Yes,
depreciation is an expenditure, but do I need working capital to for what depreciation cost? I don't need. Therefore, ideally, depreciation cost should be removed from cost of production.
yes, sir.
Okay. Similarly, estimated credit sales. I'll from debtors how to calculate estimated credit sales multiplied with cost of sales excluding depreciation multiplied with average debtors collection. Cash as desired in the last question also whatever is desired we added cash here also cash can be added. Similarly, trade debtors estimated cost of production. Sorry, trade creditors estimated cost of production in units multiplied with raw material requirement per unit divided by 12 months or 360 days multiplied with credit period credit period granted by the supplier either in month terms or in number of days. Similarly, direct wages you can find out creditors for direct wages estimated production in units into direct labor cost per unit divided by 12 months of 360 days multiplied with average time lag in payment of wages either in months or in days. Similarly, other overheads. Okay, liabilities for overheads can be computed. Estimated yearly production in units divided by overhead cost per unit. So multiplied with overhead cost per unit divided by 12 months or 360 days multiplied with average time lag in payment of overhead. It may be expressed in terms of months or in terms of days depending upon the situation. Okay. If you'll be able to understand this particular formula, the next class will be uh, straightway doing this question. So what we expect from you is that this video will be available with you, so you can watch it once again. Write down this formula. Okay, I'm showing these slides again. So you can pause the videos and write down this formula. Fine. Try to understand this formula.
Sir, amortization means
Which one?
amortization other than depreciation and amortization.
If there is some amortization is again a kind of depreciation. Suppose company has incurred some kind of preliminary cost, preliminary expenditures. So that is amortized over a period of time. That means every year we write off some of this expenditure. Right? We treat that preliminary expenditure as an asset, and every year we write up that expenditure. But that is again, that kind of cost doesn't require any working capital.
Okay, sir.
Okay, understood. Suppose some kind of before formation of the company or sometimes a preliminary cost has been incurred and that is kept in the asset. That is not cost, that is in accounting that is treated as an asset under the head miscellaneous expenditure to the extent not enough. And every year some of that component is amortized. Amortized means writing off. It is written off. So
Yes, sir.
depreciation is again a kind of provision and amortization is a kind of provision or is a kind of write-off. They do not require any cash flow. Therefore, logically, we should exclude both these expenditures. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Friends,
Yes, sir.
after writing down this formula, I'll expect you in the next class. Come prepared means read this particular question, note down this question so that it will be easier for us to solve this question. Okay. Next class means probably tomorrow we'll be having our next class. So please come prepared with that formula and this question. You must have noted this question so that straightway we'll be solving your question. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So
Yes.
with this, do you have any query?
No, sir. सर
No,
थोड़ा
sir.
क्लास को कंटिन्यूअसली रखे तो अच्छा होता.
Yeah, I'll try to uh, take classes continuously. But only thing is that if time up is available with me, time permits, definitely I'll do it. Uh,
Okay, sir.
Let us try. Okay, in working
Okay.
days, it is a little difficult to find out time for these classes, but still I'll try to manage. Maybe we'll
Okay.
increase the number of classes per week. Okay. So, but anyway, we'll try to cover this chapter. All the syllabus, entire syllabus also, I'll definitely try to cover. So, thank you very much. So, we'll catch up in our next class tomorrow.
Thank you.
Okay, you'll be
Yes, sir.
intimated
Thank you.
shortly. Next class will be on tomorrow. Thanks a lot.